feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yo, go, go, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, now.
What is going on, crypto fam? Welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Nightcap. I'm giving it to you live from BWI Airport. I'm here at the lounge, just making it work for you guys. Sitting here single screen, me and FD, just faithful for you guys. But with that being said, we're here to give you some of the most important market news as well as technical analysis that you can use for tomorrow. We're doing it every Monday through Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And with that being said, I'm going to go up and bring my guy, FD White. How you doing, man?
Oh man, I'm good, man. I'm good. I see you, man. You're moving and moving and moving, man. Thank you
Dude,
for keeping it going, keeping the nightcap going.
I'm trying my best. Yesterday I was at my grandma's house in the basement. Today I'm at the lounge at the airport. Thankfully, the internet works good enough, so I am truly excited about that and thankful. So, man, I'm not seeing much in the chat today, but that's all good. We're gonna keep pushing today. I was pretty late getting this posted, so maybe people will be trickling in here.
Yeah, I can throw some shout outs real quick, man. We got Wick's wife, Fine 89. What's up? Mike Play, Eric Wallen, Wick 589, Blackie Chan. What's up, brother? Justin Eubanks, appreciate you. Army Piper in the building. Clay the Great. What up, man? We here. Let's get this nightcap started.
There it is. There it was slow to load, man. That's on me. So what's up, everybody? Good to be here. And where are you flying off to? I'm going back to California. I came out to Maryland. I had a funeral. My uncle passed away. So that sucks. But headed back to Cali. God's country, I call it, even though it's really expensive. So it is what it is. All right, let's go ahead. Let's get into some of the news today. First article we got is going to be this US CPI. So US inflation for July slips below 3% for the first time since 2021. What do you guys think? You think the rate cut is sealed with that news? Are we due for some rate cuts? Go ahead and give me a 1 in the chat if you think the deal has been sealed, or a 2 in the chat if you think there's further pain ahead and maybe we might actually hold off on those rate cuts. But I'm going to go ahead and go over to dual cam here. And with all that data you got, I know that you watched this morning, the morning show with Army Piper and the OC guy. So tell me, my man, what is in store for us from your perspective?
Man, they faked me out. They faked me out. I said if it came in as expected or lower, I thought we were going to get a rally because last night we talked about that resistance point that we're still kind of teetering at. I thought we were going to break it with some good news, but we didn't. But we're still hovering around this same area, so we'll have to see. But they couldn't. I knew they were going to start to cut these rates before the election. At first I kind of thought they were going to wait till after. Then my logical mind, my logical brain kicked in, like, come on, man, they're gonna start cutting. And they say they're not in cahoots, but we all know what time it is.
Yeah, no doubt. Hey, shout out to my man ZTS Rhythm. How you doing, man? It's good to see you. Just happy to see you in the chat, man. I hope all is well. Want to give you a little shout out. You are definitely missed on the morning show. You were doing a lot of work in the background. Piper don't give you no credit, so I'm gonna give you that credit. All right, getting over to our little bit of a FUD article here. Let's go ahead, sound the bell, and let's talk it out. All right, over to this one. Gold climbs near all-time high as Israel braces for possible Hezbollah attack. So this is what you'll see a lot of times when there's a lot of conflict in the world. There's some uneasy times. What you'll see is precious metals typically will start going up in price. So people will get out of the riskier assets and then kind of shift over to something that's tangible. So I've talked about it a little bit before, but people are naturally traders, right? That just comes from the way we were brought up back in the day. You can say, hey, it ain't the same old thing anymore, but understand that like this world now is digital, right? So if you think about the next battle that's going to be fought with the US, it's probably not going to be on US soil. It's probably going to be over the digital in the digital world, right? They're going to try to shut stuff down. And if you don't have those cold wallets or even access to the webs, like you're really going to do with that Bitcoin if it's just sitting on a hard drive, right? You may not be able to trade that. You can only say, hey, I got this Bitcoin on this hard drive. Do you believe me? So, just think about that sometimes when there's a lot of weird things going on in the world. And understand too, it's not just the US that is invested in the US market or in Bitcoin or cryptocurrency, right? There's a world out there. And those people are invested in things too. So when conflict has happened, maybe let's talk about Israel or some of those other countries, they might be saying, oh, hold up here. We need something tangible for us to start trading with in case things get really kind of weird, if you know what I'm saying. So that being said, let's go back over to the dual cam. And what do you think about that? What's your take on why gold is pumping right now?
Well, gold, I mean, history shows that gold has been the safe haven, the hedge, in times of distress, in times of despair, in times of war. So, it's to be expected that it's going to go up. Disclaimer: I told my community to buy gold at 1674. So, if you was in the community, shout out. We're still holding that trade, that long term trade.
I
But
think I just heard
so
FD
we
say
stand
something.
yeah. But we definitely are looking to gold to be a safe haven, and I'm also looking to Bitcoin to be that in in the future. It just has to figure out where it wants to go and how people want to perceive it. I think it's going to eventually get to how gold is, being a safe haven, being a hedge. But right now, gold is the hedge, is the safety play. So I think it's going to continue up. I think it's going to gold is a slow mover, was a slow mover, but I think we'll pierce 3,000 pretty soon.
Hey, that's crazy to think about. Really is. All right, cool. Well, let's get over to the market pulse. And I am slow getting through the menus here because I only have one screen. But here we go. Over to the market pulse. The total market cap is sitting at 2.09 trillion. That's down 2% over the last day. Total market cap volume over the last 24 hours is going to be 67.78 billion, which makes for a 1.84% increase. And Bitcoin dominance is currently sitting at 55.68%, which is a decrease of 0.5% over the last day. So your big two are going to be Bitcoin. That's sitting at $59,016, and that is down 2.85% over 24 days or 24 hours. And it is up 7.38% over 7 days. Ethereum is currently sitting at $2,670, down 1.22%, and that is up 14.55% over 7 days. Over the economic calendar, the big news that came out today, that's core inflation as well as the inflation rate. So we're expecting a little bit of bullish movement, I would say, off of these numbers. Inflation rate year over year is at 2.9%, and that is actually down, or at least below the consensus. And so people were expecting a little bit of a bullish movement off of that. Issue is, when people really start breaking this down and they're looking at some of the things that really affect them the most, you talk about electricity and some of the things along those lines, food, right? Things that you're really paying for every month, you realize that inflation really hasn't pulled back all that much, because this has been tailored, I think, in my mind, it's my own personal opinion, it's been tailored to kind of fit the narrative for the government to make it look a little bit better. So that's just my own 2 cents there, but I think people are privy to it. And so we'll see what happens with the rate cuts. I remember last year I was on the show, or maybe it was in the beginning of this year. I think it was last year, actually. I've been doing the show for about 6 months now with Piper. And I think they were saying that like rate cuts were guaranteed. They were like 100%. And we were both talking. We were like, this is government though, man. I don't really think anything moves that fast. And, here we are, I think 6 months later, still talking about, we don't know if we're going to get rate cuts, to be honest with you. So don't get wrapped around them saying that there's 100% chance that there's going to be rate cuts, and understand the ramifications of a rate cut. All right. So everyone's going to get excited. you're probably getting an initial pump, but historically, when they start cutting rates, it's actually not that great for the market. So do your research there and kind of go back and look at it. S&P 500, that went all-time high. NASDAQ went to all-time high, right? Like, there's got to be a little bit of a cool-off in conjunction with all of this, right? So it would be very interesting that it does actually coincide with conflict that's going on. It does coincide with potential rate cuts if it does happen here next quarter. So keep all of that in mind. Just as you're making your investments, again, we've kind of been saying at this point to be careful, right? Because everything in my mind, screams, caution. And when I say that, and that's why I'm strictly kind of DCAing right now at my levels. I'm drawing a line in the sand, I'll DCA in. Draw a line in the sand, I'll DCA in. But the reason I'm doing that is because of what I just mentioned when I say that all-time high S&P, all-time high NASDAQ, all-time high Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, some of these meme coins pop. There was a lot of money. We're sitting at $2 trillion when it was at $1 trillion, actually below $1 trillion. The total market cap was below. We've doubled in market cap since 2023, right? 2023 was a big run for crypto. So that's big. And you got to understand that it comes in waves, right? Lunar Beach is crypto, baby. Got to ride the waves a little bit. Understand that we can't just be up and right forever. So again, I kind of preach caution right now. Personally, I'm kind of in a DCA mindset, not so much as I'm going all in on something. All right, that time has passed for me. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna see what happens when we start getting back up to if we even get back up to all-time highs here in the next couple months. Then I'll reevaluate, because what I'd like to see is we get up to all-time highs and then we flip it. All right, what's resistance? You want to see that flip into support. All right, so it's very important, to exercise caution. One of our big calls when we were saying, hey, there might be an opportunity here to dump a little in, was at 50K. All right, so when we got down to about 50K, we tapped that 2022 high. That was an opportunity to kind of jump in. Now, I'm not saying all in, don't put all your chips in, but it was an opportunity to add to the bags a little bit down there, in my mind, personally. Over to the crypto bubbles here. Let's take a look-see at those. There is a lot of red on the board. WIF is getting its butt kicked at negative 6.7%. 40 is down 7.8%. PIA is down 7.4%. I think that was down yesterday as well, if I remember correctly. And looking at AAV? I don't even know. AAVE. I don't know if it's Aave. There you go. 9.3%. I haven't talked about that one too much. TON is up 6.8%. I know Piper was just talking about that one recently when I was kind of watching the show. TON has been looking good, man. It's been making some moves here in 2024, looking very, very strong. And these are kind of the things you want to look at when the market's pulling back, and then you have an asset. And this is why I love the bubbles, by the way. An asset is doing something inverse of the market, or when it's moving, it's diverging from the market. Take notice. All right, take notice that, like, hey, this one might have a little bit of or beef, or a little bit of, it might be moving in the right direction, and you could see some exponential moves when the rest of the market actually recovers. So Ton, take a note of it, write it down, do a little research, go over to the charts and take a look-see. All right, liquidation heat map. We did, I think, talk about this area here yesterday. Looks like that got cleared out, man. It just came up, wicked out, took that liquidity, and then moved down. That's what the market maker does, unfortunately. So this is on the 3-day right now, and you can see where a lot of liquidity is, right? And we did kind of talk a little bit about this area yesterday. I was saying that I thought one of the key areas was around 60K. Remember, I was talking about that, and I was saying it looks like there's a nice little horizontal area of support and resistance, right? So you came down, what happened? And it's funny watching this on the actual liquidity heat map, but came down underneath of it, got that retest, and now it's breaking down, and it is just going after all this liquidity. So to be honest with you, looking at this is one of those days. Remember what I said? I was like, hey, if you see the price action kind of trending down and right towards the liquidity, or vice versa, but it's trending towards the liquidity, you're probably going to get that liquidity. More times than not would be, my observation. So going over to Bitcoin, I'm just going to take a, kind of a macro look at it. One of the things we were looking at yesterday, kind of rehash that, is this channel. All right. This channel right here has been pretty important. It goes all the way back to 2020. And we kind of talked about that. So this is, zoomed out, right? We're on the daily, but you're underneath. This is what I don't like. And I talked about this yesterday. It hasn't changed, unfortunately. We're underneath of a lot of resistance. All right. You got the 200, you got the dynamic reactor, you got the 100, the 50, like it's all above price
Hey,
action right now.
TradeFly, pull your chart up.
Oh, sorry about that. Boom.
There you go.
All right. On a macro here. And again, we talked about this channel. So let me just point it out to you here. You got the blue line, dash line here, and right here. And then this is kind of the median. All right. I got two of them, but this is the one that we're going to kind of concentrate on. And this, just to kind of zoom out so you can see, like, where does it go? Well, it goes all the way back and interacts with the all-time high, or the previous all-time high, right? 2021. And then you have the early 2021 here in April. So all-time high, before we had that big pullback. But look how important this support level was, right? This is actually the bottom of the top channel and the median of the two of them. But you can see where it acted as support as it was going up and right before ultimately you had a breakdown. And when we push back up, this was a big line in the sand for me that I was like, hey, if we break this, it could be game on. And I remember, go ahead, fact check me, check receipts, go to my Twitter. But we broke that and it just skyrocketed. And that was really because I was, just looking at this channel. That was a big thing. I love these levels of, sometimes, I like horizontals. I'm a really big fan of that. But getting into these channels too, especially when you know that the price action is up and right? It's just working its way up and right. So it's not the stock to flow model, but it kind of has that look in terms of like, hey, we know that it's going to progressively move up and right. That's why these channels are pretty important too. So it's nice to have those on there. But with that being said, all right, I'm going to really key in on this area right here. So this is the bottom part of the channel. This gray line is an important area for me. And somebody was reaching out to me earlier. He was like, what do you think? I was like, I'm not really going to be interested all that much until we get down to this area at about 56.5, 56.6, somewhere in that area will be an area that I would look to, again, probably DCA a little bit more into that area. We may never come back to it, but it doesn't hurt to set a small limit order in that area. And if it comes down, if it wicks down, then there's an opportunity to get in a small long position. Now, where would I ride it up to? Probably up to this support range right here. So what was support, now that we've pulled back a little bit after today's, I'm going to say it wasn't really news driven, but after we pulled back today, we're underneath of it, right? So what was support is now resistance. I changed these colors. I changed these colors of red because I'm looking for a rejection if we were to bounce off of this area right here. So what is it going to look like? And I'm not saying this is what's going to happen, but I'm just saying what it could look like if we come down. Right here, if we get some action off of that, then I would look for it to bounce back up to here, but that would be my play. All right. Again, you want to come down. You want to go to lower time frames, 4 hour, maybe 1 hour, and see what the RSI is doing or what the prime oscillator is doing, and make sure that you're getting something that looks like that, where you're showing strength into that move. So you get a bounce off of the support level, works its way up, then you come up to this previous support range. Well, that's where I get a little nervous. I take a small win. Let's go ahead and measure that out. Boom, to there. That's about a 5.85% move. I'm not upset about walking away with 5.85%, usually using 5 to 10x leverage, right? So that could be an opportunity for you guys. I would say go ahead, set an alert in this area. Again, about 55.5 is kind of the area that I'm interested in personally. All right, so that's kind of more of a macro look. I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to FD. He's going to break it down and give us a little bit more of the smaller time frame look.
Yeah, so before we go over there, like CPI, it seemed like somebody might have like leaked the number or something like that because the move looked like it was made
Mathis
yesterday
Simpson.
for the move today. You know what I mean? So a lot of the move, even in the stock market, was made. I think we were up like 2.5% on the Nasdaq, couple percent and a half on the S&P. Bitcoin went up a couple $1,000, and then today was pretty flat. So it seemed like the move was yesterday. Somebody probably already knew what was going on. So we got a visit from our old friend, man, Mr. Bart, man. He usually comes, out of nowhere, and he forms these patterns. These up here. They came this morning and got the top, the previous daily high, the PDH over here. Came, probably was looking at the breakout traders. Breakout traders probably went long and then stopped them all out. Just came and stopped them all out. good friend Bart came, look at him. He's looking devious and mischievous. Gotcha. That's what he's saying right now. So right now, what I'm looking for in the short term, man, I'm looking at this little this pattern, and I'm looking at these levels right here. It's really simple. So this is pretty much like a falling wedge with a target probably back up to our the bottom of our range at about 59.8, our macro range at about 59.8 to 60K. We want to hold this. We have some confluence coming in from a horizontal. We touched it here, touched it here, touched it here. All these touches back here. So this is what we're testing right now. Let's actually make it a little bit bigger so we can see. Um, See you later, buddy. And then so right now we are getting a little breakout. So what I'm looking at, I'm on a 15-minute, is for us to hold this downward sloping trend line and possibly go back up here, and then hopefully get back into our macro range. If we do happen to lose this area, then I'm just looking to take some more steps down. We have some confluence here, a couple wicks down here at about 57.7. And if we seem to lose that, then we have some more confluence in this area here at about 56.5. So we really want to just keep holding above like 54, 55K. Anything above that, is pretty good. But we really want to just break back up into this green line right here, which is at about 59.7, 59.8, 60K, which is the line that we've been, the range that we've been in for the past maybe 4, 5, 6 months. So it's really all noise. I was talking to a couple people yesterday, and a lot of them have some levels at about 53 or 43, 44K. So I'm thinking I don't think we're gonna revisit those lows anytime. Maybe in September. I think right now the market is primed for a small little rally. I think September we might get a little bit more headwinds, and then going into the final months of the election, I think we're going to get a rally. And then 2025 is when, like I always say, we'll start to get, some sort of headwinds. Hopefully not. Hopefully we just keep going up forever, but, that's not feasible or possible. So my short term trade is a simple trade. I'm waiting for this to break out, retest, and then I'm aiming for the bottom of this range, which will be heavy resistance at about, like I said, 59.8 to 60K.
Right on, right on. Man, you caught me. I was about to drop an emoji here for Alexander G. Throw out the old hug emoji, but you know what? I'm just going to get you an exclamation point real quick because I can't hunt it down. But hey, welcome back to the chat. We did miss you. Thank you very much for being here. Retro Mike Tech, shout out to you. Sounds like he left a modding job, and he's over here at the Crypto Nightcap. So we appreciate you. Much love to all of you for being here. It is definitely appreciated. Just becoming a little family here. We're just wrapping up the evening, getting our little bit of alpha before we hit the bed. At least for some of you, it's actually still early on the West Coast, to be honest with you. But with that, let's go ahead and get over to some Ethereum, because Ethereum has really taken a hit here recently, and it's dropped below the golden pocket. So the golden pocket 618 to the 0.65 did get underneath of that, and it fell pretty sharply once it did, and it really came down to a buy zone for me. So at about $21,052, all I was looking at back here, that's why I have this green line, is I went back, I looked at where was resistance before we made a move up, retest that support, and then ultimately we had our move up and right. And that was a huge move up and right. I think a lot of people were front running the ETF news. Personally, I think that's what a lot of that move was on the front side. And then, once the news actually broke and came out that we have the ETF, there was a lot less interest. So it looks like some people kind of dumped it on your head a little bit, unfortunately. And now we're just kind of trying to work our way back up. It's definitely a different move than you saw with the Bitcoin ETF. It's significantly different. Bitcoin did pull back, but it didn't look like this. Because it ultimately recovered and then it made all-time highs, right? What I'm concerned with Ethereum right now is we're coming back up to the golden pocket, the 0.65. I think that we're going to find some resistance there, because look how significant the area was when it was support. You're underneath of all the resistance in terms of the 200 SMA, the dynamic reactor, all the moving averages really are on the top side of price action. You haven't even broke the 20, right? So that gives me a little bit of concern there. and that gives me a little bit of a pause since you're almost there. So if you're in a trade with Ethereum, if it's a shorter term trade, kind of a swing trade, I would say this would probably be where I would look personally to exit, looking for some kind of resistance or rejection in that area right there. And then you wait. You play the waiting game. And if it breaks, right, you see it break through, get a retest. So if you see something like this here on the chart there, then we'll be looking for that continuation up and right. But again, you want to see the RSI or the prime oscillator kind of working its way up and right, showing strength with the move. All right. You definitely don't want to see it going the opposite direction. So keep an eye on that. That's something I'm looking for. Let me give you some prices there when I'm talking about the golden pocket. You're looking at about 28.99. So we'll call it 2,900 down to about 2,800. That's kind of your area of resistance you'll be looking for initially, followed by the 0.5. And that's going to be about 3,100, and that's where the dynamic reactor is, the 100, the 200. All of that is, there's a lot of confluence there with the 0.5. So I do believe also, and I didn't mention it as well, the value area low actually is almost spot on with the golden pocket. All right, so understand that that is right here. This is the volume area low for the entire range. Is also, there's confluence there with the golden pocket here at the top side. So this is going to be a significant area of resistance. And then if we break it, then I'd be looking for a move up to that next area here at about 3,100. What's that move look like? If we do break and we get that retest up to the next level, that's about a 7.84% move. I would be probably interested in that, because I think ultimately with the ETF, like, it's just a matter of time before that money, that capital really starts flowing into Ethereum. As people get smarter down the road, you might see money start flowing out because they can realize they can stake that somewhere else, right? There's better ways to get Ethereum than through the ETF, but in the short term, it does open it up for grandma and granddad to really start getting in and having an opportunity to own a little bit of Ethereum and have that at part of their really their savings, right? Or their retirements or whatever mutual fund that they get into. It will be interesting to see how the institutions actually implement these ETFs and how they pitch it really to the clients. So that about wraps up Ethereum. I'm going to pass it back to FD White. I'm probably surprising him right now, but hopefully he's got a little bit something else to talk about in terms of
I got
TA.
something.
There it is, my
I got
man.
something. You know what?
Back
It's just
to you.
a
XRP.
piggyback off.
Oh no.
Of course, yeah.
Oh
Hey, it's
no.
XRP, man. Just it's just
Disgusting.
showing, like, you know, if you don't have to long term hold. A lot of the people who watch our channel, a lot of people who watch our analysis are traders. So I'm just showing this. We talked about XRP once we got that news. I think it was last week, and we popped all the way up to about 65 cents. But look at this multi-year support level. It's just a big coil up that we've been holding for, I think, like, since 2020. Like, it goes all the way back, probably further than this, but I just started my trend line from the pandemic, March of 2020, and it's just been respecting this line for 4 straight years. And we came back down once we got that washout a couple days ago, and we respected this upper sloping trend line again. So XRP is a good swing trade to me. I know some very, very good traders who are thinking this is going to go to the moon because it's just been coiled up so much. It's been coiled up for so long. And usually when it's like they use the analogy as like a basketball underwater. Usually these patterns, when they're coiled up for so long, after you release it, it just, shoots up. So of course we got to break out of this 76 75 cent area and then that dollar. And I do think XRP will do very well, love it or not. I don't think it's going to go to 30 40 $50, but I do think it's going to do very well. And I do think it's one of the safer plays in crypto if you're looking for at least like a 5x. So now my kids are coming down. They don't want to hear about XRP, so they're trying to distract me right now. So I think XRP does have some good upside, and we're in it to make money, and with the least possible risk. So I think XRP will do good.
We're gonna get a cameo or what?
Come on, what's up, man?
There
Y'all
it
want to get
is.
on? You don't
There
have
it
no
is.
clothes on. You gotta go over there. You're gonna get us demonetized over here, man.
Yeah, none of
Them
that.
drawers on, them puppy drawers on. We can't have that.
That's funny.
Come on.
All
So
right.
this is my next in line for the TA, man. He wants
There
to be
it
on
is.
camera.
There it is.
He wants to know why he can't be on TV. So now he's on TV.
He's
You're on
it.
TV.
That's
Say
it,
hello.
man. You're YouTube famous now. Look at you.
say,
You made
Okay,
it.
he's shy. Yeah,
You
man.
made it.
But yeah, I think
Nobody does it better.
There it is,
I
man.
think the overall market, I think we're gonna have a little bit more, like I said, a little bit more headwinds going into September. I think Piper was saying the same thing, and I think going into the election, we'll get some type of rally, and I think it'll all start to go up. So just position yourself. Like a lot, we do these day-to-day shows to keep you in the know and keep you, updated to what's going on. But I think now is the time to be accumulating. A lot of these coins are at bear market lows or the end of bear market lows. Like you might not get another opportunity like this in the immediate short term. So I'm taking full advantage.
Right on. Cool. Hey, so I'm going to take us over to the page for the channel here. If you guys aren't tuning in at 0930 Eastern in the morning, that is the morning show that goes with a Piper and OC guy. Usually I hop on there every once in a while when I can, and then we're going to start getting FD on there as well, so he can be part of that, just shooting you guys some of the alpha in the morning. And he's really good at breaking down some of the macroeconomics and as well as looking at the economic calendar, and he can talk through that stuff. He's a wizard. So definitely get over there, check him out. He's a super smart dude, and OC is the man when it comes to breaking down the charts with Chart Prime. That dude knows that stuff inside and out. So go get you some Mexican spaghetti there. He is always crushing it, and he is always over at Chart Prime as well, teaching too. So he's really good. Just want to give you guys a little bit of a shout out / push in a direction here. What's he say here? Wix fine, or wife fine 89. Our dogs give me plenty of maternal fulfillment. Yeah, fair enough. Some people love their dogs. My wife is waiting for the day my dog goes away. So
Oh goodness.
she cried to get it. Now she wants to get rid of it. I was like, you're something else. Here I am. You know how it is, man. They always want the dog, and then you end up taking care of it. So
Exactly.
that's the story of life right there, man. Cool. All right. Well, let's go ahead. We're gonna wrap this one up. Oh, one thing I did want to mention is Army pointed out that chart was looking a little bearish for Ethereum. Yes. I didn't really talk to that. I was kind of moving quick through Ethereum. It does look like a bearish setup on Ethereum right now. The reason I was really looking at that golden pocket, right? Because then you're reestablishing yourself into the range. So once you break that area of resistance, you now broken the trend, and you can look for that movement to start going back up and right again. So that's why that level is so key for me. That's why I wouldn't get into a long position right now. If you are in a long position right now, I would probably exit at that area, looking for probably an initial rejection. That's just my own personal philosophy. I want to see it flip from resistance into support before I get, excited about getting into a long position with Ethereum again. So just wanted to throw that out there. Again, thank you everyone for being here tonight. I love seeing you guys in the chat. You guys are awesome. And if you guys enjoy the show today, go ahead, give us a like and subscribe. Help this channel grow. We're trying to do big things here at Piper Academy. With that being said, you guys have a great night, and me and FD are out of here. You guys have a good night.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yeah, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They deceive with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go.